Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, Skap Attack is in major trouble, guys. Let's just call him Cap Attack. Cap Attack is in major trouble because he done capped all over himself. Last night, the Rockets got destroyed in the fourth quarter by OKC, right? And suddenly, the Rockets, his pick a month ago, this guy dropped a video saying that OKC Thunder is going to get beat by the Houston Rockets about a month ago. He gave Houston all this praise. He gave Durant all this praise. And we were only 23 games into the season. He was calling him historical. And we just read off some things he said because I had to listen. I already seen the video when it first came out, and I was just like shaking my head with this guy because all this dude does is do hot takes and just like, over exaggerate everything. He's a front runner, whatever, good is happening, amazing is happening at that time. This guy just over exaggerates it to the max. And now he's looking crazy because guess what? The Houston Rockets are 5-5 in their last 10 games. And they were the 7th seed like a few days ago. They done moved up to the 6th seed. Well, remember, the 6th seed guys, and he was saying all this crazy stuff about the Rockets, and they were all the way down to the 7th seed. Now I know it's still early, and I'm not here to try to say they're going to stay in the 6th seed or they're not going to make the playoffs or whatever like this. But this guy, 23 games into the season, blew like a kettle, was going crazy, saying they were on a record historical pace for the Houston Rockets. Now, what is he talking about? They're on a historical pace with 23 games into the season. This Houston team. So let's look at some of the stuff he said. Because this guy I'm trying to tell you guys, this is the same. We'll talk about it in a minute. The title of the video was, "The Rockets are going to win the NBA championship." 23 games in. 23 games in, guys. Kevin Durant on the team. Oh my goodness. He said something about last year there was no competitors out there that could be okay. He's saying all this stuff in the same video that he put out about a month ago. He said last year in the same video, he said that last year he thought there was no competitors out there to be OKC. But yet this year he's comfortable with saying that he thinks the Houston Rockets and Kevin Durant, one of the biggest choke artists in NBA history and a front runner, can beat this OKC team, guys. So there was no competitors last year. And yet, what happened, guys? Joker didn't show up in the game 7. The Nuggets took them to a game 7. No competitors last year? How did they get to a game 7, guys? That's not competition? Nobody said that, OKC was going to lose to the Denver Nuggets in the game 7. Even if Joker didn't show up, but Joker didn't show up. Not to mention, almost one of the biggest upsets in NBA history, because still, Skap still has OKC as a historic team last year. A historic team last year. Really? What records did they beat? They had the best record of all time. They almost got historically beat by a Pacers team without their best player. Took them to a game 7, guys. What? You want me to sit here and take OKC Thunder serious? They went to a game 7 against the Pacers. It's the Pacers, guys. Even if they had Halliburton still, they should have won that 4-1. Kobe Bryant was able to beat the Magic 4-1. And they had all their players. And I would say that Magic team in 2009 is better than that Indiana Pacers team, even with Halliburton. So they should have beat that team 4-1 at least, if not swept them. What about the Bulls? 91. They beat the not the Magic, the Lakers 4-1. They beat them 4-1, guys. Scottie Pippen didn't even make All-NBA or All-Star that year. You're talking about OKC as a historic team last year? They went to a game 7, guys. Let's see what else this fool said a month ago. And we all know why he's saying this. He come out saying this stuff because he's trying to make sure he covers his back when Joker don't win. So what he does is he pumps up all these other teams in front of the Denver Nuggets. So when Joker don't get it done, you can say, oh yeah, I told you guys, Houston was this, Houston was that. Houston was Fugazi last year, remember? Houston was Fugazi. They got rolled off the damn court in the first round. They was Fugazi. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to cover, Joker's butt. Okay. He says that, I think I said this already. He says that Houston can beat OKC in the game 7. Do you still think that now? I bet he don't think that now. He said that OKC, the first game they played of the season, that the Thunder was not the better team. Houston was a better team, but Houston choked it up down the stretch when they played in the first game when the season started. They just played yesterday, and he said it was because of Kevin Durant pretty much pooped his pants down the stretch. Well, what happened yesterday? Kevin Durant pooped his pants down the stretch again. Let's go on. He says a month ago, again, the Rockets, like I said before, are on pace to have a historic season. Now, I don't think he meant that, as far as them, getting the most wins or anything like that. He's talking about as a team, they're on pace to have a historic season after 23 games, guys. This is sad. "23 games in that same video, he says OKC is going to obliterate the Golden State Warriors win record. Obliterate. He said they were going to win 75 games. How's he looking now? See, the thing about it is, it's not about his takes and the things that he says. Because you got to take a leap of faith and say what you got to say, what you think, what you feel. But this guy says a lot of ludicrous stuff that doesn't make any sense, guys. It's too early to be saying these type of things with 23 games. At least give me half the season. Give me a good sample size to back up your claims. And then when the shit ain't coming through, he's not saying, look, man, I was wrong. I was, exaggerating. This is what, this and that. But he don't even have no room to even come back and apologize and say, look, I was wrong, because he's doing it 23 games into the season, guys. It's ridiculous. So if it was halfway through the season, he was saying this stuff, you got a sample size of what's what, how these players are playing, everything like that. And then 3 quarters through the season, he came back and said, look, man, I was totally wrong, man. I blew this thing up more than what I was supposed to, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I could understand that. And he ain't even got to apologize if he just have a real decent take that makes sense. This guy just goes over the top with his takes, and it's ridiculous. He acts like he just stopped watching the NBA or something like that. He says that Sagan, Amen Thompson, and Kevin Durant are the best big 3 in the NBA, better than SGA, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. That's what his take was, guys. That's what his take was. Oh my goodness. This is unbelievable. And now I bet he is looking like an idiot. So he basically said that Kevin Durant can repair his image or his career, whatever, probably his image, if he takes out OKC in the playoffs, who will set and break the wins record of 75 games. So he basically was talking about, everything that Kevin Durant went through, him choking in OKC when he was there, and then playing with the Golden State, and all these, those events right there pretty much destroyed Kevin Durant's image, of being a leader, right? And being up there with those top guys, top 15 or something like that. And he's saying if he was to beat this OKC team that's going to set the NBA wins record, and Kevin Durant can take them out, and he thinks he will, that will repair his image. This is funny because he was putting all this stock into Kevin Durant, one of the biggest front runners and one of the biggest chokers in NBA history, guys. Yep. One of the biggest chokers in the playoffs. In the front runner, he was saying all this about Kevin Durant, guys. He said that OKC is going to be the greatest team defensively in NBA history. They're going to have the greatest defensive rating in NBA history. They're going to shatter the mark. Wow. Chet Holmgren is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Well, that's not a far stretch. I can give him that. That's not that's not getting crazy right there. So basically, that's it. I don't think there was any more. It was painful just to listen to the video, because what made me do this video is because last night he made a video. He didn't say he was wrong for saying all this stuff about Houston Rockets in OKC Thunder. He just said Kevin Durant and them humiliated themselves when they got blew out in the fourth quarter by OKC. What it is, this guy is looking like an idiot. And I couldn't even watch that. I watched about 5-10 minutes of it, and the guy literally talks about nothing, guys. He just talks to hear himself talk. That's it. He just want to hear himself talk and probably make some money, I guess, because he don't be talking about a damn thing half the time. He just be talking about nothing. You will go to sleep if you listen to this guy talk. He talks about nothing for 3 hours. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Sports and Fitness Rants. He put 2 videos on this guy. I was like, damn, this morning Sports and Fitness Rants dropped 2 videos on this dude. And I dropped one in the morning too. And he's looking silly, man. He looking silly. And he does good work. I'm not trying to say he don't do good work, but what he does is he don't keep it a buck. You out here saying all this dumb stuff a quarter way into the season, if that was even a quarter. You can call it a quarter way into the 20 something games, I guess. And these are your predictions. And now all of a sudden, Kevin Durant and the Rockets are in the 6th seed. Now let's look at this real quick, because I want to see how these guys are doing. This Sagan, who is this? A-Man Thompson, because he was just talking them up like, they were this great, they were that great, and stuff like that. So I want to look at what they've been doing this season and see how great they've been. We already know Kevin Durant. He ain't gonna do too much. Goodness gracious. Let's see. So let's look at Kevin Durant, see what he did this season so far. 36 games played, 51% from the field, 39% from the 3, 89 from the free throw line. We all know these things. Kevin Durant is very efficient. Only 5 rebounds. It went up. This guy was only averaging like 4 rebounds. It was sickening. 4 assists, 1 block. Big deal. 0.7 steals, 2.1 fouls. So he ain't playing no defense really. 3 turnovers and about 26 points this season. Great. So, let me go back there real quick. So it says he's 14th in scoring, 74th in rebounding, guys. 74. Oh my God, 74th in rebounding. Just horrible when you think about that for somebody that's 7 foot. He's 47th in assists, and I guess he's about 28th in field goal percentage. Wow, that's we really ain't gonna say nothing about that, because we all know, maybe centers or there's a lot of guys who don't even play a lot of minutes. They might have a higher field goal percentage. So let's look at this guy, Sagan. So he's a center. Imagine this guy playing center back in the day. So let's see. This season, in 31 games, goodness God, Kevin Durant played more games than you? He's only averaging 34 minutes a game. Goodness God. That's pretty sad for somebody that's young. 50% from the field, 30% from 3. He's a center. 72% from the free throw line. Only 9 rebounds? Goodness God, who's rebounding on this team? He's a center. He's only averaging 9 rebounds? Goodness God. 6.5 assists, decent. 1 block. 1.4 steals. 3.3 fouls. 3.3 turnovers, and 21 points per game. And 27th in scoring. 12th in rebounds. This guy is only averaging 9 rebounds a game, and yet he's still 12th 12th in rebounding. Wow, ain't nobody rebounding in this league. So let's look at Amen Thompson and see what he put up so far this season. And this ain't about bashing them. We're just looking at their stats. So he's playing 37 minutes. I don't know why these guys don't play 40 minutes. They're so young. It's ridiculous. Anyway, he's shooting 51% from the field, 19% from three. Goodness God, guys. 79% from the line, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 0.5 blocks, and 1.3 steals on. He's averaged 18 points, right? So this guy's supposed to be in some defensive player of the year race, and he's averaging, I know he's a guard, but he's only getting you 1 steal, 1.3 steals, and 0.5 blocks. He is 45th in scoring, 36th in assists. Goodness God. And 27th in rebounds. I don't know, guys. Who's going to be shooting all the threes on this team? I guess Kevin Durant, but when it comes down to it, he's not clutch, guys. He just ain't that clutch guy. In this team, we done seen already in the last 10 games, they're 5-5. They went from, Skap's favorite pick at number 2, 23 games into it. They were in the second seed right behind OKC. And now all of a sudden, guess what? They're in the number 6 seed, guys. And I know that it's early. And maybe the number 6 seed really don't mean nothing right now. But you can't tell Skap that 23 games into the season. He would have thought, if somebody didn't tell him, that it was 3/4 into the season. That's the way he was acting, guys. Now, let me see. The Rockets, they are basically 1 game out of 5th place, 4 games out of 4th place. What is that? 6 games out of 3rd place, and 6 games out of 2nd place. So I mean, it's nothing to go crazy over, but they're only 1 game. No, I think 1.5 games out of 7th place, and almost 2.5 games out of 8th place. So I'm just saying, this guy Skap is a certified idiot. That's all I can say about it, guys. It's not about him, wanting to get his picks or, him telling us that his opinion and what he thinks or anything like that. The way he just goes overboard. You're going to really trust Kevin Durant to beat the OKC Thunder? That's what he said a month ago. The addition of Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets was going to catapult them over the top. Now, to me, when I first heard the whole thing with, Kevin Durant coming over to Houston, I said, oh my God, man, the NBA is just trying to sell merch. They just trying to sell tickets and all this nonsense. That's all they're trying to do. Because you ain't going to get nowhere with Kevin Durant, man. He don't do nothing but score. And when you put that defense on him, it's going to be over. We all know Houston got rolled up out the first round last year. They was a fugazi team, and that's it. I would have kept that core together that they had and let them build like that and let Sagan be the leader and those other guys build around Sagan, and that's it. Whether you win or you lose, you don't want Kevin Durant. Only thing Kevin Durant gonna do is sell some tickets, and at the end of the day, he's gonna choke it down. He did it with Phoenix, choked it down. He got outplayed. So he gets outplayed by and gets swept and outplayed by a guy who ain't even made all NBA first team, Anthony Edwards. You get swept with that team. You have Bill, you have Booker, you had all these guys over there in Phoenix, and you get swept. And then the next year, you don't even make the playoffs, and they shut you down. You don't even play the rest of the season. And then all of a sudden, this guy is touted as a hero on ESPN. Oh yeah, that's Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant. He's gonna go over to the Houston Rockets in front run with some young people, some young players. Well, he didn't do nothing the whole time he was at Phoenix. He didn't do nothing when he was with the Nets. Oh, the dude ain't did nothing for a long time but get skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. You going in reverse, guys. You're supposed to gain weight as you get older. You ain't supposed to be looking like you're gonna die. Like I always tell people, go look at his pictures. He was fatter. He had more weight on his bones when he was at Texas. It's crazy. When he was at Texas, in the knock with Kevin Durant coming into the NBA, that he was too skinny. Now, if you're skinnier now than you was at Texas, how does that make any sense? He's skinnier now than he was when he was with OKC. or when he was with Golden State. So whatever he did when he got that leg injury and he got hurt, and whatever he took to recover and come back, it done sucked the life out of him. It sucked the life out of him because the dude looks sick. He just skinny bones, ligaments, and nasty. He don't look right. He don't look healthy, guys. Just trying to tell you, I don't make a couple videos about that. I don't know why everybody's scared to say anything, but the dude is skinnier now than he was in Texas, OKC, Golden State, and he ain't just skinny, guys. He's sick skinny. But when push comes to shove, he ain't gonna do nothing. And all this shit that Skap done said about a month ago about Houston and OKC, it ain't coming to fruition. The same way he was hyping up OKC last year, saying it was the greatest team of all time, this and that. And guess what? And you know, Joker didn't have no chance to beat the Clippers. Remember that? Beat them. And then no way they're gonna get swept by OKC. And then what Joker did? They took him to a game 7. Yep, Joker didn't show up. And then the Pacers took OKC to a game 7. Does that sound like a historical team? It don't sound like no historical team to me. I'm gonna be there. Look, guys, I'm gonna tell you what. I always tell you this. Most of these teams in the NBA is just throwing games. We seen this game yesterday with the Lakers, and they lost to the Hornets. JJ Redick should be fired, guys. You get blown off the floor by the Hornets. To me, these guys are just throwing games. You see the games that OKC done lost to. I mean, the teams OKC lost to, they done lost to some really bad teams. When you're a historical team, when you're a great team, you're supposed to lose to good teams. If you're having a historical season, whether you're breaking the all-time win record or not, you're supposed to lose to the good teams. You're not supposed to be lose to the bad teams. I'm talking about the bad teams, not the average teams. You're losing to bad teams. So if you think this college scandal that's going around and it's out, that all these, college teams was betting and shaving points and, doing parlays and stuff, they just trying to tell you, man, it's everybody. The little boys always get taken down. That's how it is. In organized crime, it's the big boys that's running it, but the little boys always take the hit. We can do a whole video about that, but you never get to the big boys. Never. So I don't see how nobody ain't calling that. Well, nobody wants to be dinged. It mess up their money, but it's obvious to me these dudes is just throwing games left and right. That Lakers game, throw in the game. Throw in the game, guys. We can do a whole video on these guys throwing games, losing to bad teams, getting blown out. Certain things happen that you wouldn't think would ever happen because they're trying to cover prop bets. That's what they're doing. You got to be an idiot if you don't think this NBA is doing this. No way that OKC Thunder should have took it to a game 7 last year by the Pacers without their best guy. Come on, guys. It's all about money. And if you listen to Skap, you're going to lose a lot of money too. Because all this dude do is be wrong all the time. And he be trying to cover Jokić, but he was doing this last year, was hyping up all these teams. Oh, they're just better than the Denver Nuggets and all. Man, don't listen to nothing this guy say. This guy's, he's, like I said, if he came back and he said, look, I was wrong for saying this, I exaggerate. Okay, maybe we could get with it. But what he does is he kind of like doubles down and double talks and just talks around him being wrong. He don't ever want to be wrong. He just blame it on something else.